from Pennsylvania.
Mr. Speaker, I yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Today I rise in support of H.R. 1803, the Veterans Business Center Act of 2009. Today's current economic climate provides a hard path to success. While it's never been easy for small business owners, obligations for increases in taxes, utilities, high health care costs, and loan payments make it even more difficult. With this ever-increasing burden, it is little wonder that small businesses are not thriving. And despite the barriers that are placed in front of them, small business owners are using their creativity to survive. The Small Business Administration has entrepreneurial technical assistance programs that must be reassessed in order to ensure that they are providing the most effective assistance to small business. When the men and women who have chosen to serve their country honorably in the armed services retire and return home, they are often faced with the daunting task of beginning new careers. Many times they choose to serve their country in another way. These brave Americans frequently choose to open up a small business and contribute to the growth of America's economy. For these great Americans, we must provide them with the very best training to ensure the ease of transition to their new civilian lives. This important legislation modernizes one of SBA's most critical programs, the Veterans Business Center program, so it can help them become entrepreneurs during these difficult economic times. It will show them how to use their skills and creativity to establish small businesses and survive until such time as the economic climate allows their businesses to thrive. And then it will provide them with the assistance they need to help grow their business. Currently, the Office of Veterans Affairs at the SBA oversees 5 Veterans Business Centers that serve our veterans. Under this legislation, a Veterans Business Center program will be established to develop and run a larger network of Veterans Business Centers. Special attention will be paid to the areas of the country with dense veteran populations, such as those surrounding military facilities. These centers will offer counseling to veterans through one-on-one instruction. It will also provide continuing education to those who may have run a small business before entering the armed services and have returned to their business after a tour of duty. Frequently overlooked and underappreciated are the spouses of Americans who have served in the armed forces. These individuals also face the challenge of a life in the armed services may present, including providing for a family in the absence of a service member. Under this legislation, spouses of deceased service members will also benefit from the counseling and training of Veterans Business Centers if they are starting or running a small business. Enlisted personnel are not the only ones serving our country. Members of the National Guard are frequently called upon at a moment's notice to provide assistance, whether in disaster relief efforts or in tours of duty overseas during wartime. Given the service they provide to the country, they should have the same resources that enlisted members of the armed services when their commitment to their fellow citizens is over. This bill would open the Veterans Business Centers to the members of the National Guard. Everyone knows that a good business plan is the cornerstone of any successful small business. Creating and executing a business plan requires extensive business knowledge and ingenuity, including the ability to predict potential obstacles to the success that may unfold at any time. This bill fortifies an already existing program that teaches America's veterans how to tackle their problems head-on. In short, this bill sharpens an already existing tool employed by the SBA to cultivate one of our nation's greatest natural resources, its veteran entrepreneurs. Mr. Speaker, this legislation makes crucial changes to an important program at a critical time. And I commend Mr. Nye for his hard work on this bill. I also commend Chairwoman Velasquez for moving this bill so swiftly through committee, and I reserve the balance of my time.
The gentleman reserves the balance of his time.